Hello, everyone. Welcome to Strixhaven. This is our open roster community campaign starring members of the Corgi Club. This is a game that literally anyone can come play. If you are interested in joining this campaign, all you have to do is hop into our Discord. We'll show you exactly where you need to go, all the information you need to get started, and you will be level 1. You will be a baby, and we will put you into school. It's going to be fun. Shout out to all of our Patreons. Because of them, all of the one-shots, marathons, and 3-shots that we do on this channel are possible. If you're interested in getting more information on what benefits you can get for being a Patreon, you can check out this link here in the chat. You also get a fast pass to play Strixhaven more often if you are a Patreon. Yes. We have all of our Strixhaven episodes on our YouTube. You can find all of our campaigns as they are there. They're there. Yeah. Words are hard, y'all. Whew. If you want to interact with this game, there are a few ways that you can do so. You can redeem channel points for free to grant a blessing or a reroll to the player of your choice, including myself, or if you would like to add an element of fate to the narrative. Every $10 guarantees a draw from the deck of many things to the player of your choice. It might make them smile. It might make them cry. But, they're great.
It'll make it spicy.
Spice.
It will be spicy.
Maximum spice.
It will be spicy.
Yes. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. We are going to tell you who we are, where you can find us, and don't worry too much about your character right now. We will introduce them narratively. So for now, just tell me what your character's name is and your class and your race. And we will start off with the Lady May.
Hey, I'm May. I can be found on the internet, the Lady May, various places, most often here, various tabletop games, and soon to be more on my own channel. Nerve-wracking, but yay! And I am playing Margot. She is a 2'11" little owlin. My trend of tiny characters continue.
Excellent. What is the shortest character you've made? Is Margot the shortest?
Nell's 2'9".
I love that. Okay. Thank you so much. Next, we have Ghost Mustard.
Hi, I'm Megan. You can find me at heart_of_bronze on Twitch. I stream sometimes. There's no schedule. It just happens. And I'm playing Endry, an Asmar wizard, and I am terrified at how squishy I am.
So are we.
Little hip points. So scary.
I wonder what our collective hit points are. This is going to be funny.
Oh my gosh. It's going to be a nightmare. Especially considering, oh dear. Oh, I'm just kind of remembering all the prep that I've done for today. Y'all, we might have our first TPK.
Protect injury.
It'll be fine.
Must protect.
Thank you so much. Next, we have Rekt.
Hi, I'm Rekt. You can find me mainly on Twitter at FatGirlRekt. I am playing Kekke, who is an Aarakocra Ranger. I think I said that word right. I practiced, but I probably still got it wrong. Yeah.
Excellent.
Not online much.
Thank you. Next, we have Faye Chrysalis.
Hey everyone, I'm Faye Chrysalis, most commonly referred to as Faye. I'm actually a full-time content creator on Twitch as well. And you can find me most places on the internet via Faye Chrysalis. And I will be playing Kiri, who is a human sorcerer, and I will let the rest of what that all entails come out later.
Excellent. Thank you. I just want to say thank you so much to Kamedare for a draw for every player. This will
Already?
Oh, this is fine. Everything will be fine.
It'll be fine.
We're excited and we're nervous.
The mini game has started. This is very, very simple. All you have to do is tell me when to stop. We have our seasoned veteran coming up to the pitch, May. For a little bit of context, May has drawn the Ruin card about 8 times here on this channel.
Sure have.
Tell me when to stop.
Stop.
Not ruin.
Ha!
Excellent. Thank you. Next, we have Ghost Mustard.
Okay, I'm gonna attune myself to the universe real quick. Stop. It's gonna be ruined.
Ooh, okay. Next, we have Rekt.
Stop.
Hi. And then Faye.
Stop.
Okay. Oh, this is gonna be great.
Oh no.
Oh no!
That's not what I wanted you
Hate
to
when that
say.
happens.
I wanted
Hate
you to
when
say this
she
was the most
says
boring
that.
draw you've ever seen.
Oh man, I have a bunch of really cool cards on my desk right now, y'all.
We wanted you to look at them and say, well, that's not exciting.
Right?
Yeah, you're like, how
That's
boring.
not what we got.
All right, I've written them down. Excellent.
How
Okay.
average and mundane.
We're going to start off with the scene opening up at the Biblioplex. We see this grand structure made of marble, carved to perfection in the very center of a manicured field of grass. It is a bright sunny day, and we see just throngs of people coming to Strixhaven for the very first time as they arrive on orientation day. As we are here gathered, approaching the Biblioplex, we see a long line in front of what looks like an information booth. Behind the table there is a young goblin. She has oversized spectacles and she has two buns pulled up tightly into right beside her large floppy ears. And at the very front of the line, we see Endry. As the camera focuses on you, what do we see? What does your character look like?
Yeah, so Endry, she is an Azamar, so fairly tall, close to probably 6 foot, but also fairly slender. She has gray skin, like short cropped white hair and front bangs, and her eyes are pretty white and hazy, almost like a silver. And she wears like this sort of plain black cloak. Not really into fashion very much, but that's her.
Excellent. So as you come up, the goblin peers up at you and says, "Hello there! Welcome to Strixhaven!"
Andrea just sort of just like, she's always exhausted and that was too much for whatever time it is in the morning.
Roll me an
yeah.
insight check.
Oh God.
Very
Okay.
first roll of the game.
Hope it's good. Come on, dice, do not fail me. Yeah, do it. Roll
12. Okay, very
12.
good. You can tell that she has had a lot of coffee. She is
Yeah.
literally vibrating in front of you.
That checks out.
It's your first day. Welcome. I have here your welcome package. All I need is your name.
Yeah. I'm Endry, with an E and some other letters.
Oh, excellent! You see them open this very ornate box on the table. It clicks open and almost just wildly fast, almost can't see her fingers. She begins to flip through the folders here, and she pulls out a manila folder and slaps it on the table in front of you. As she opens it, we see a small piece of paper clipped to the very front. It is a picture of you when you took your school photo.
Oh God.
It is enchanted with illusion magic, so it can be animated.
Mhm.
What does Endry look like in their school photo?
I think she sort of missed when the camera went off, so they're probably just like animated, like looking to the left, and then the flash goes off, and then she's back here, like, oh, we took it, and then shuffled away.
Excellent. So as she begins to gesture down the page, she says, "Look here, we have your roommate. You will be rooming with someone by the name of Margot Folo. But most importantly, we have your class list. For this year, these are the classes you will be in. All first years are required to take magical physiologies. That is required. But, here is the rest of your classes. Please roll me 3d6.
Yes. Whoosh.
Okay, so
Oh,
that was a
one.
6.
2 more.
Okay, A 2 and a 1. Excellent.
Ugh.
She says, "Oh, excellent! It says here that you are taking Introduction to Archaeomancy. You are also taking Arcanobotany for Beginners and Basic Magical Auras."
Yeah, you can see sort of Andrew's face just like totally go blank and just zone it all out and just like, what?
You'll need to take a lot of notes. Make sure you invest in a lot of paper and ink.
I appreciate the advice.
Yes. So if you head on into the building, you will find orientation, the school store, and the cafe. I hope you have the best time here at Strixhaven.
Thank you, and they'll pick up the folder and everything, and then sort of just hurry off.
Yeah, like as you're kind of leaving, I imagine Endry doesn't look over her shoulder or anything, but the goblin
No.
is waving at you departing.
If anything, they're like, just...
We see the camera, it kind of fast forwards, a few people pass by, and next in line is Kiri. What does Kiri look like?
So Kiri is a rather short human woman with kind of a little bit longer than shoulder length black hair, very petite everything about her, with like almost unnaturally vibrant green eyes, which are always shifting around like she is afraid of everything near her.
Oh. So I think perhaps it was a trick of the light, but for some reason when you're coming up to this table, the sunlight hits the goblin's eyes in such a way that, you know, have you ever seen a cat in the dark where their eyes are kind of silvery gold and it's terrifying? For a split second, you could just swear like her eyes go silver and just have absolutely no pupils, but you blink it away. And she says, "Hello! Welcome to Strixhaven!
Hi.
All I need is your name."
Kiri Nithouse.
Okay. Brrr, begins to flip through the folders and then slaps it on the table in front of you, opens it up. What does Kiri look like in her school photo?
So she's definitely trying very hard to like look at where like the camera would have been, but again, that constant like shifting eyes, and then like at one point she like looks over her shoulder and then looks back really quick and then kind of ducks her head and brushes some of her hair over her ear and then looks back up like she's not quite sure exactly what she is supposed to be doing at this very moment.
Yeah. The attendant here seems to recognize it immediately, and there's a bit of a softness that washes over her. She says, "Oh, so here is your student class list, and also you will be sharing a dorm with an individual named..." How do you pronounce your character's name, Rekt?
Kekke.
Kekke. With Kekke. Here is your class list. Please roll me 3d6.
Do I need to re-roll anything if I get the same one?
No, it's okay.
Okay, 5, 5, and 2.
Okay. It says here that you are in Beginning Incomancy, History of Magic and Art, Introduction to Archaeomancy, and also Magical Physiologies. All first years are in Magical Physiologies.
Ecomancy. Good. That's good. I don't know whether the other two are.
Oh, don't worry. It's all in the packet here. She begins to flip through the pages, and you can see that it's all extremely detailed. Gives you...
Glazes over.
Yeah, she's just like reading it off to you. And then she closes the folder and holds it out to you. So if you head on into the biblioplex, you might be able to catch orientation.
Okay. Where's the biblioplex?
Oh, you can't miss it. It's right here. And gestures to the large building right next to you.
Okay. She like shuffles off, staring at this massive amount of binder in front of her.
So like as you're shuffling off. She's also enthusiastically waving you goodbye.
I give her a little wave.
Next, we see Kekke. What does your character look like?
Kiki is a little shorter than 5 foot, brown, going to golden tipped feathers, has a very simple, like, not quite a smock, but like just like a tunic on, and just a bag of, looks like she could leave for an adventure right now, and she's probably very well packed for it, and also has way too many books for not quite knowing what she's here for yet.
So as you come up, you see the attendant just immediately beginning to vibrate with excitement. Hello! Welcome to Strixhaven! Oh, you look so prepared! Look at you! All I need is your name. What can I look for?
My name is Kiki.
Okay, Kekke. And you see her pull out the folder, slap it in front of you, open it up. What do you look like in your school photo?
My school photo is probably me trying very hard to focus on the camera, but constantly jerking my head towards any and every conversation that was going on around me at the time, trying to see if anyone is talking about anything that's of interest to me. So probably just looks like a lot of twitching.
Excellent. And then she gestures to the rest of the page and says, you have a roommate by the name of Kiri. Oh, they were just here. Perhaps after I read you through your class list, you can find them in orientation.
Instantly looks around as if she would recognize this person by name.
Unfortunately, you cannot find anyone with a name tag Kiri. Brum, brum, brum. But go ahead and roll me 3 dice 6, please. Let's see what classes you have rolled for your year. Okay, 3, 2, and 6. All right. You will be taking beginning computational magic, basic magical auras, and introduction to archaeomancy. Of course, you will also be in magical physiology. That is required for all first years.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait. Is there anything that I should know going into it? Instantly pulls out a notebook.
You will have to do a lot of math with these classes.
Excellent. I love math.
As you say that, you see her kind of shrink a little. Oh, I foresee a very bright future for you here at Strixhaven. Everyone knows that wizards that like math are the most powerful and terrifying.
Gives her a very quizzical head nod.
She bows.
Awesome.
Excellent. So if you head on into the building, you might catch your roommate and or orientation.
Thank you.
Excellent. And as the camera switches away from you, we see Margot. Oh my god.
Props.
Margot is you can't really see her face. She's just kind of like trying to carry all of her stuff as if she doesn't have a bag or a backpack at all. And yeah, she's very short, like a brown and cream tawny barn owl type. She's got like a pink sweater. It's been knitted and it's got stripes. She's got a little hat with a little feather. And she's just, like very excited, and she's kind of like just skipping, almost as if she's had too much caffeine.
As you're coming up, the goblin is kind of like looking around. Oh, who's next? Oh, hello!
Yeah, down here. Yeah.
Yes, I see you, adjusting her enormous spectacles. Welcome to Strixhaven.
Oh, thank you.
All I need is your name.
Oh, it's Margot Flolo.
Yes. Opens the folder. What do you look like in your school photo?
She is definitely in like mid-sentence, because I'm sure she's probably asking the photographer like a million questions.
I love that. Oh, that's so cute. She says, you will be sharing a room with Endry. And here is your class list. Can you roll me 3d6, please?
Yeah. We have a 4, a 1,
Okay.
and a 6.
Okay. Oh, excellent. You will be in magical physiologies, arcanobotany for beginners, beginning incomancy, and introduction to archaeomancy.
That is, are those difficult?
Oh, they are middling, as long as you pay attention and take many notes, which I think, haha, you seem to be quite prepared for that exact thing. You should be fine, my dear.
Thank you very much. So everyone is going this way.
Yes.
Follow the crowd.
Yes, right into the biblioplex.
She walks away from the table. She's still got like at least half her stuff on the table. She just like,
Wait!
forgets. Oh,
Come back! You see her like scoop it up and just kind of like run after you.
take care.
You're welcome! Dumps it on your arms and then rushes back to the table. Excellent. So we see a small montage here of our characters going through orientation. You basically end up doing a scavenger hunt and exploring a little bit of the grounds. And you eventually go to your dorms. And when you make it to your dorms, you do have some time to settle in and unpack your belongings. Please tell me just a general kind of idea of what your dorm looks like when you move in and you unpack your things. You're definitely welcome to bring anything. You can customize it however you like. If you want a pool of water in your room, why not? It's Strixhaven. It's a literal magical college. You can do literally anything. So we'll start with Margot. What does your half of the dorm look like?
It is just like, you know, when you're a teen, and this was especially big like back in like the boy band days, where it's just plastered. Every inch of this wall of her side is just absolutely covered in like posters and magazine clippings and newspapers and like movie posters, just like all of like the coolest, glamorous people, all the fanciest top magical musicians.
I love that. Oh my gosh. Are they like the medieval fantasy version of like BTS?
Fantasy BTS.
Yes.
Oh my god. Excellent. The camera pans from your side over to Endry's side. What do we see after you've settled in?
It's very comical because it's probably like the exact opposite. Endry did not bring much with them. I think when they get to the room, they sort of just rummage through the bag and takes out this little sort of almost beaten up paper crane that she puts on her nightstand. And then she probably just has like a couple stacks of books. They're all fiction, and a few candles. But that's pretty much like the extent of the stuff she brought here.
Excellent. And then we see the camera swoosh through the hallways to another room, and we see Kiri. What does your dorm, or your half of the dorm, look like?
So it's actually kind of similar to Margot's, except it's very specific. She has like a really big poster of Shadrick Silverquill, but it's not actually Shadrick Silverquill. It's like an artist rendition, right? And like just all of these like little pictures of like various Silverquill specific like big names, but also all of these little post-it notes like you're good at things, like all of these like little self-motivational, but they're all terribly written, like they're terribly misspelled, and and like scrawled, and they're kind of plastered everywhere, so you can't help but see at least one of them. And she has a little bookshelf with a whole bunch of poetry books. And every now and then, like, one of them is also like she's got like one that's like left open on top of her bed, and it's very clearly like her own poetry, which is all also terrible and
Oh.
and not well written, with no real idea of how words are supposed to work together in that way.
Excellent. And the camera just slowly pans over to Keke's side of the room. What do we see over there?
Kekke is probably unpacking her bag and putting all of her books on a bookshelf in alphabetical order for quick reference. And then when she gets done unpacking her things and making sure everything is very organized and neat and exactly how she wants it, with like her notebook on the desk, which she puts down and straightens up and puts a pen next to it, and then instantly realizes that she might need it with her because she might have to take notes on something. So she picks it back up and puts it back in her bag. And then she looks around to see if there's a window that she might be able to fit through, just in case she wants to stretch her wings from time to time.
You do find that your room is equipped with a very large window. It has this beautiful stained glass kind of spread over it, and it is a depiction of what looks like a wizard. They seem to be kind of animated, and it's very subtle so that it's not distracting. But as like the morning light comes through, you can see little animations of magic springing off of their fingertips. And it does open up, and you see that there has been a perch, more or less, built into the side of the wall here for exactly that. So you can kind of like get a running start if you wanted to.
She instantly tests it out. It's like making sure that it's sturdy, inspecting it.
Yeah, absolutely. It's very comfortable. It is very well made, and it supports you very easily.
She will probably sleep in that more often than her bed.
Oh, I love that. Excellent. So as the camera fades to black, we see some text scroll onto the screen, and it says, "A few weeks later, tomorrow, you have your very first exam." The group of you have actually met. Perhaps you haven't directly talked to each other, but you all recognize each other from your introduction to Archaeomancy class. So you have been more or less adjacent to each other as you are in the dirt, looking for various artifacts and studying various relics and all that whatnot. But today, we are gathered here in the Commons Archway, and I will show you a pretty picture. Show!
Ooh. How fancy.
So this is essentially a large courtyard park that leads up to the Biblioplex. And you have all kind of joined together because you've realized that you all have the test tomorrow and you need to study for it. As you join together here on this very bright, beautiful day, who is going to be the very first person?
Definitely not Andrew.
I feel like I would be there, like organizing all of the notes that I had taken from class, getting everything nice and straightened out, making sure everything's in order.
Okay. It's going to be very early in the morning, and we see this little blanket has been laying out, and Kekke is there organizing notes. And you have all agreed to meet at this meeting spot. I think Kike's a little bit early, so it's not quite the meeting time. But you all have access to this area. Who would be next, and how do you arrive?
Probably her roommate. So Kiri, like, looks around for a solid minute and a half before realizing where Kekke is, and then like kind of half shuffles, half rushes over, and like she sits down and she opens up a book and she stares at it. And it's very obvious that the book is upside down and she's not realized this yet.
Kekke, how do you respond to this?
If you want, I made copies of my notes for everyone. I highlighted the parts that I feel like are the most important. Would you want them?
Would you explain them to me?
Oh, I thought maybe we could go over them together as a group when everybody got here.
Yeah. That sounds good.
Okay. And I give her, like, I've made copies of my notes for everybody just in case they didn't take notes.
So as you are handing over the notes, Kekke, a piece of paper gently floats down onto the blanket. It lands immediately in between you and Kiri.
I probably look up at Kiri for what I'm supposed to do about that, because all I know are we came here to. I don't know what that is.
Kiri looks at the paper and like reaches down to pick it up and look at it.
So as you pick it up, Kekke, you realize just visually looking at it that you don't recognize this piece of paper. It was definitely not meant to be in your stack of notes here, but it's visibly a map. Kiri, as you look at it, go ahead and roll me a perception check.
That is a 15.
15, okay. Just by touching it, from the smell of it, you can tell that this is very, very old. You can see that there seems to be a very rough layout. It's hand-drawn. It is definitely not professional whatsoever. A hand-drawn map of Strixhaven campus. And just by looking at it, there is a red X drawn in where you know the Lorehold campus to be.
Okay. I think
Do
it's a
I
map.
also see?
Yes. You see that it is a map, but you don't see the
Okay.
details as Kiri is holding it.
Gotcha.
She like turns it around. I think that's where Lorehold is.
That looks right, from what I remember. I mean, I've probably only looked at the school map like 10 or so times.
Kekke, go ahead and roll me a history check.
Oh God.
I'm going to be picking on you. Your character is a massive nerd. You're going to be doing a lot of rolls.
Yeah, such a nerd. Is that wisdom?
History is
Based.
intelligence.
History is intelligence.
I laugh because Kekke was me in high school.
He
Oh,
was the
so that's
opposite
it.
of me. What? I guess I'm rolling a d20.
Yeah, I can help you. Yep, so go ahead and roll a d20.
And then I add history to that.
Yes.
So that will be a 10.
With a 10,
I don't have notes on this.
Yeah. So you know that Lorehold is a pretty expansive campus. Essentially, you have the Biblioplex right in the middle, and there are the 5 campuses that branch out on these very large roads and bridges. Strixhaven in general is just very big. And I think that you have definitely studied the area where your classes are, but perhaps beyond that, you haven't spent a lot of time in the Lorehold campus. So as the map is being shown to you, you recognize it's Lorehold campus, but you don't know exactly where the X is on the map in correlation to the campus in 3D.
I would be willing to bet if campus maps were a thing that they gave new students, that I have a copy of one in my backpack.
Yeah, that's fair. So as you're kind of like reaching to pull it out to compare, we see Margot coming up next.
Yeah, I imagine she's a little fashionably late. But she's kind of like got her notebook and it's like she's like furiously like writing something down like really, really fast, like so she doesn't like forget about it. And she almost like doesn't realize she comes into the group until she kind of like almost chips on the blanket. She's like, "Well, Am I late?
No, we just got here. We just got here.
Oh, 'cause I was a little slow waking up. Yeah. There's a there's a really good party last night. Oh, so much drama. I've been trying to remember it all. I'm writing it down. So I'll be with you in a second. And she's just like fiercely just trying to like remember every little thing.
Excellent. So I think it's at this time that Kekke, you pull out your trusty Strixhaven campus map. And as you do, you realize that it is not in the state that it should be. I imagine either you've kept this map completely creaseless or you folded it perfectly. It is not that. You find it in the shape of a ball. It is wrapped around something.
I very gently, so as not to rip the paper of the map, start unfolding it as best I can from whatever it's wrapped around.
As you
Can't
do,
believe it looks like this. This isn't how I put it in my bag.
as you do, something falls into your hand, and it appears to be a very polished rock. It is made of agate. You have drawn the key card. You gain a magic item.
Ooh.
So you can add a stone of good luck to your inventory. However, you realize that however it was crumpled around the rock, your map is completely illegible now.
Oh, I'm gonna have to go get a new one.
And as you say that, I think that's when Endry appears.
Yeah, finally. Endry sort of walks into the area. They have paint stains all over their skin, like obviously not meant to be there, like the rubbing her eyes and stuff like that. And she'll stop and sort of do like a whole 360 trying to find them, and then goes all the way back around and be like, oh, and just like very casually walks up to them, and like, are we supposed to study the map? I thought that was. Is that geography? What class is it?
Did you bring one? Do you happen to have one with you? Mine
Oh, that's a good question.
seems to have been messed up.
Andrew sort of like pats her cloak and pulls out a piece of paper, but all it says on it is "eat food," like a little note to themselves, and they're like, "That can't be it." But they're like, "No, sorry."
That's okay.
So go ahead.
I was just gonna say, Andrew like sits down and joins them.
I think it's at that point that the map is probably showed to the group of you. Margot, roll your history check. Let's see how well you remember the night
Hope you
before.
did better than me.
6. So tell me how accurate your story is as you're writing it down.
She remembers one name, might have been Darren or David or Jack. But then there was definitely like he was upset with Mark or Mateus or Sandra. She couldn't remember. But they were tall. She remembers that they were very tall. And that there was like a dance-off party, and that's all she remembers.
Excellent. You record all of this very well with all of the various names. And by the time you finish, you see that Endry has arrived and that your other 2 study group members are here. Everyone is accounted for, and the group of you are now available to start studying for your magical physiology's exam. However, there is an interesting piece of paper kind of in the middle of the blanket.
I think Andrew reaches out and takes it because it's something that piques her interest, and to like open it up and just like bring it real close to their face and be like, "What's this X? Is that like usually that's like a treasure spot, right? And treasure maps. I actually read a book once about it. There are actually these pirates that would go on the beach and they would dig and they would find treasure, and that's about the extent of the story. But is this real?
Well,
It
I mean, of
just
course
sort
it's
of
real. You're holding
showed
it.
up.
How weird. Well, like I bet, like sort of like, did someone draw this? Is this a prank? I know there's. Are there pranks here? Do people still prank each other? Is that a thing?
What is a prank?
It's like a physical lie that's supposed to be funny.
Looks
think
very
it's-
confused, but writes this down in her notebook.
And I don't think Andrew would recognize that it's was it the lore?
Lorehold, yeah.
Okay, Lorehold campus.
So we already had Kiri roll for this, but for everyone else, can you roll me perception checks?
Perception.
Boy.
I'm on a roll.
7 from Margot, 4 from Endry.
God.
Okay, and
My perception
We're
plus
so freaking
5.
perceptive.
plus 5. Okay, 14. So as you are looking at it, you can definitely tell that this is very, very fine paper. It is expensive. It's very hardy. You can tell that it's very old and perhaps valuable.
I instantly look to see if I have some sort of like, do sheet protectors exist in this world?
Absolutely.
I absolutely look to see if I have a spare that I can put it in.
Magic sheet protector.
Absolutely.
A magical sheet. I don't know.
Can you roll me a 1d100?
Oh God. Maybe.
So you can type. Okay, perfect. You have 50 sheet protectors in your backpack.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I use one of
That seems on
those.
brand.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I use one of those.
All right, you can add 49 sheet protectors to your inventory. Your map, which is maybe a treasure map, is now laminated, essentially. It's protected.
Unless it magically balls up in my bag again. I'm really not sure how that happened.
You see that the map does have a number of landmarks, so perhaps if you wanted to investigate it in person, you might be able to navigate it a little better, but just looking at it, you can't tell where exactly it is.
Stella, can I try something?
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I use prestidigitation to try and clean up Kiki's map? And,
Yeah.
like, smooth it out?
Yeah, so tell me what it looks like as you cast this spell.
So as she starts casting, her eyes, that almost like unnatural green gets really, really vibrantly green. And just double checking. So she kind of like draws like an arcane rune like in the air, and a little silvery line traces behind it. Like a silver and black thread kind of intertwined. And then as she finishes casting it, just kind of into little sparkles as she tries to make the map readable again.
Yeah, absolutely. You see, everyone sees right before your eyes, you hear the sound of paper crinkling inside of the sheet protector, and it's almost as if taking a paper iron and ironing it out, you see that it becomes flawless once more. And the ink doesn't seem to restore very well, so it is still missing some information. But you do see that it points, as you hold the two pieces of paper side by side, it seems to be pointing to what looks like an abandoned storeroom in the Lorehold campus.
Was that said out loud or just for, like the?
So that is
Thank
like what you
goodness.
see.
Oh, okay.
Because now Kiki's very crumpled map is now much more
Yes.
Much
Oh,
less
yeah, much
crumbly.
less
Like-
crumpled.
Thank God.
It is perfectly uncrumpled. The corners are sharp.
Wait, is it like back to the way it was when I would have put it in my bag?
No, some of the ink is still missing because it's rubbed
Okay.
off.
All right.
But the paper, perfect.
Yeah.
I think Endry sort of just studies it and is like thinking to herself, I could procrastinate longer. And just like sort of gauging everyone else's sort of feelings on this weird map.
Kiki is altogether uninterested in the map, happy her map is now legible again, and quickly pulling out the other copies of notes for her fellow students because she's really excited to study for this test.
Okay. So Endry, you can tell that Kiki definitely wants to do studying first.
Yeah.
Not a surprise.
I think Endry actually might cast detect magic on the map. The weird one, not
Yeah.
the nice fixed
So-
one.
So detect magic is kind of like on yourself, and then you can kind of see all magical
Gotcha.
items around you. So you can absolutely do this. What
Cool.
does it look like when you cast this spell?
I think what happens is Endry sort of closes their eyes and this sort of like faint bright aura surrounds them, and it mostly sort of centers on their eyes, and when she opens them again, her eyes are usually like that hazy white, but like there's still like kind of a pupil there, but instead this time it's like all completely white, as she sort of takes in everything. And I swear there's like magic everywhere, so she's like just sort of looking around until she zeroes in on the map.
So you see that the map itself is not magical. You do definitely see traces of magic as like some minor magic items that people might have on their person. As you're looking up in the round, what? Looking up in the air. What?
Looking around.
Oh, looking around up
Maybe?
in the air, you see like these streaks of light kind of moving through the heavens above you that are invisible to the naked eye. And you kind of get the sense that this might be some kind of protection magic that's just all throughout Strixhaven. But the map itself is not magic. Neither of them.
Gotcha.
Not even
Got
Kiki's.
So sad.
She's got a
Yeah.
lot of little scribbles about where classes are and
Mhm.
stuff. Maybe if they're back again, I don't know.
Yeah, Angie's sort of eyes go back to normal, and they look very, very confused and be like, "That's weird. I thought maybe it'd be magical, but I think it's just paper." And
What's
yeah,
That smells
yeah,
cool.
sorry.
What if someone is trying to secretly expose something about the school? Would that be a really good story, no?
Sounds like a good hook. I mean, this place is old, and who knows what happened here. I think we should check it out.
I just whatever we should do something.
That's such a mood.
We should do something.
should be done.
Yes.
We should just get like shirts that say like I'm a Strixhaven student, open roster community campaign. We should do something.
Yeah, we should just do something.
Perfect. So Margot, it seems that there's a question in the air. Do you study now or do you investigate this map?
She turns to Kiki and she's like, "How hard do you think it would be to study as we walk along to wherever the spot on the map is?"
I mean, everyone's copies of their notes are in notebooks, so if you guys wanted to discuss the notes as we walked through campus, that would be perfectly fine with me.
Multitasking, yes.
I love that.
Okay.
Just
All
looking at them, bumping into everything.
Yes, in
I
fact.
do that anyway.
All right. So we're going to enter the studying phase. So the way that exams work in Strixhaven, there are literal mechanics for this. We're going to investigate them a little bit. There are 2 phases. There's the studying phase and then the actual testing phase. So we will go ahead and initiate the studying phase now. So there are basically a few different ways that you can do this. You can study normally by yourself. You can study all night, pulling an all-nighter. You can study together, and you can skip studying if you want to spend that time to do something else. So I will count this as everyone studying together. So while we're doing this roll here in the studying phase, you all get advantage, which means you get to roll twice and pick the higher number here. So as you are all studying for your magical physiologies exam on Slotty, I will need you all to roll me one at a time. Right. Okay. So you get to choose the ability that you want here. So as you are all kind of have your notes that Kekke has prepared for you, you get to choose how exactly you are going to absorb this information. You are all doing this as a group. So for example, if you want to roll sleight of hand because perhaps you kind of associate an acronym with different hand symbols, you could do that as a way of studying. You could do athletics if you obviously you know the names of all the muscles and you're going to attribute the names of the muscles to an acronym that you can basically make up and use whatever skill you want here. So for Margot, what ability do you want to use as you are all walking and studying?
She's gonna use performance as she's kind of playing a game of like don't step on the cracks and just kind of like repeating various facts like kind of like in memory and time, kind of like making up little like rhymes as she goes.
I love that. Okay, go ahead and roll me performance at advantage because you're doing this as a group.
Ooh, dirty 20.
Oh, 20. Very good. You pass the studying phase here. And you will get a bonus when you take your actual exam. So Margot is singing and jumping around. How is Endry going to do this studying?
I think Andrew's gonna do like kind of an acrobatics sort of thing. Like they're definitely more of like a physical learner. So I think she has some sort of like hand gestures, like you said, like that she's made up to help memorize, and also just sort of like stopping and moving in a certain way so that she can remember what the fact was. So I think that's acrobatics.
Sounds good. Acrobatics at advantage 8.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. Incredible.
So tell me how this isn't quite how you wanted it to work out.
I think Andrew's probably distracted, just like can't stop thinking about this word map, and also very tired from the night before, and like just way too many things on her mind, and she's mixing things up with different hand motions and be like, oh, this isn't that, that's this, and just confusing herself entirely.
Excellent. What about Kekke?
Is this is an animal that we're studying about?
Yeah, so Slotty are actually a type of aberration. They are these sort of like lizard demon kind of things. They are monsters. And there are a couple of different kinds. You would know that there's basically a couple of different colors of them. There's a green one, a gray one that's called a death slotty, a red slotty, blue slotty, and they each all have these unique characteristics of them. So like as you're kind of reading your notes, you say out loud to your fellow group members, all slotty are dangerous and unpredictable, but red slotty and blue slotty are the least powerful and they don't cast spells.
I am probably going to use like survival instincts. Like if I ran across these out somewhere, what would I need to know about each one of them in order to escape or defeat or whatever that is.
Perfect. Okay, so go ahead and roll me survival here, and this is at advantage, so we get to roll 2 times, and we choose the bigger number.
Okay. That's
Um,
I hold on. I had an extra thing.
Yeah.
There it
Okay.
went.
There we go. So it'll be 10 plus your
15.
15. Okay, very good. Yeah, it's important to know how to survive, and you feel pretty confident that this desire to not be caught in a bad situation with these very dangerous animals, you feel like you're on the right track here.
Okay.
Excellent. Kiri, what skill do you want to use?
So, while I would, of course, be innately wanting to use my highest skill, I'm actually not going to do that.
Okay.
Instead, I'm going to use insight on mostly myself. What I'm doing is I'm kind of listening to what Kekke is saying, because Kekke is way smarter than me.
Book smart. You're book smart.
Yeah, Kekke is way smarter than me. But I have a very innate personal understanding of apparitions. And so I'm gonna kind of like connect what Kekke is saying about things into like the way that things have went through my mind for most of my life and try to make the connections there.
Okay, I think that's perfect. Go ahead and roll me insight at advantage.
That is an 18.
Very good. This method seems to work really well. You memorize various facts, and you feel pretty confident that this studying session has gone well for you. So, by the time that you have finished a very intense studying session, you make your way to Lorehold. And I'm going to show you a map. Woo!
Ooh.
No. Okay. So we enter an area that is quite dusty and rocky. You pass over the bridge that connects the Biblioplex to the Lorehold campus, and as you're following the map, you find yourselves over in an area that is literally in the middle of nowhere. You can see that the main campus building is off in the distance. You are off of the main thoroughfare. You have left the road, and you're literally standing on a bare hill, and there's nothing around you. And as a group, you're kind of like looking over the 2 maps, and you are very confident you're in the right spot. What is everyone's expression? How are they reacting to this very disappointing discovery?
I think Andrew sort of just like kicks at the dirt and looks around very confused, like, maybe this was a prank.
Well, does anyone have a shovel?
That's a good question. Andrew pulls out like their 2 daggers and is like, well, I guess maybe I could like scoop it. I don't know. Never mind. That's not gonna work. And she puts them
I've
back.
got my hat. She'll take it off and it's like, you can, I guess, scoop and I will toss.
What? You said it's dirt. It's not like sand or something. Is it like compacted dirt?
So it's definitely like a mixture of both, more sand than dirt.
Kekke probably asks everybody to like cover their face and stuff, and stands in a way to see if she like can blow any like ground coverings away like with her wings.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me athletics.
God.
Sand everywhere. I need everyone to make a sand check.
Yes, the sand check.
That's I got a nat 20.
Oh wow.
Very good. Okay, for real though, can I get a Constitution saving throw from everybody? 'Cause that is
The sand
hilarious.
check.
I'm
Sand
so
check.
sorry.
It's fine.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
It's gonna be
My
fun.
sand check.
Whoa, that's
Whoa.
2 nat 20s in a row.
I
Is
nat
roll
20,
20
17.
broken?
Everyone's
crap.
safe.
They're like, don't worry, the sand is fine.
Endry rolled a
Your
22.
modifier.
Margot rolled a 17. Both of those are nat 20s. What did you roll, Kiri?
17.
17? Okay, cool. Yeah, so you all passed the sand check. Kekke, as you're blowing your wings, it just makes the sand fly in all directions. Everyone manages to resist the buffeting of your wings. They don't really get sand in their pockets and their shoes and all the nooks and crannies, so everyone's fine there. But you do find nothing. More sand.
We really have hid the secret. Maybe you have to go dig down,
Go digger.
Yes.
She pulls out a set of like flashcards and starts shuffling through them really quickly, looking
Kiri,
confused. Yeah.
Kiri, as you start shuffling,
Oh no.
all of a sudden, everyone hears a whooshing sound, and Kiri disappears. You have drawn the void card. You are now dangerously separated from the party.
Oh, she must have figured it out. What did she do? Did she like step on something, a switch, or?
Endry sort of like gets down and shuffles the sand around where where she was, and we're like, "There's nothing here." How odd.
They would have done something.
Do we know that she like magically disappeared?
So it was definitely
'Cause
like
there's
a
nowhere
physical.
else that she could have gone, right?
Yeah, it's pretty obvious that she got sucked into the sand. You saw the sand just kind of whoosh, and now it's just completely undisturbed again.
Maybe it was a magic word.
Did she
And
say
just
anything,
dressed
or
with
was
it.
she just go? All of her stuff is gone too, right? Like
Yeah.
everything of hers.
I was looking at the cue cards. I don't know what word she would have looked at. The thought that might have poofed.
So we're gonna have the screen fade to black here. And Kiri, hold on. I have to hide everybody else's token because they're not there. 1, 2, 3.
Always knew quicksand would be a problem.
This is fine.
This is fine.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Kiri, you land on your bum, and as you do, you find yourself in an area that you were not just moments before. You look around, and you seem to be underground. Do you have night vision?
I do not.
Okay.
But I would like to cast Dancing Lights.
Okay, what does it look like when you cast this spell?
Again with the Actually, let me go check the components on it because I don't remember. Oh, it's all of them. So she actually like reaches into a small pouch at her waist, and pulls out a little bit of phosphorus, and she kind of does like this motion with her hands, and it flares into like these silvery sparkles, which kind of rotate around each other into the air and pop up the 4 orbs.
Okay.
She'll spread them around the room.
Yeah.
They're kind of a silvery orbs. Go ahead.
Okay. So as the orbs kind of spread throughout the room, you see that you are in a rectangular chamber. The ceiling vaults up pretty high. It goes like at least 60 feet up. And you see that most immediately in front of you is a raised platform, and there is what appears to be a pedestal. And you see a giant red button on it.
Oh no.
Oh no.
You
This
also
is
see...
Saw trap.
No, it's fine. It's perfectly fine.
Everything's fine.
You also see that there are 4 pedestals that are circular throughout the room, and they seem to be something like bowl-shaped. So they kind of have a depression in the middle, but from where you are standing, you can't see what's inside of them quite yet.
Oh no. I need Kiki's notes. I'm going to pull out
Notes on
Kiki's
slotting will
notes.
absolutely help you here. Yeah.
Okay. You pull out Kiki's notes, and as you do, you drop the 2 flashcards that you had been using, and they land on the floor. The camera sees what you have written on them. What are on these 2 flashcards?
They're colloquialisms. So, she was trying to figure out what Margot meant.
I'm sorry, I don't understand. What Margot meant what?
When Margot was like, I don't remember the exact words that you said, but it was
Digger instead of like deeper.
Oh yeah,
deeper.
you said we should do a digger, and so
Uh-huh.
she was trying to figure out what Margot meant.
Gotcha. Okay.
My
So
brain smushed words together.
you pull out the notes
Perfectly,
and
thank
you start to read through Kiki's notes, and while you do, the camera will return back to the party as we are standing on sand.
Oh, there's so much sand.
I imagine, based off of my background, that I have dug with my talons many times before, and after the wing trick failed, that's probably my next go-to. I probably just try and frantically start digging, especially after Kiri disappeared.
Okay, sounds good. Kiki is
Kiri
digging.
or Kiri?
Sorry, you muted.
Sorry, either one works. I don't think
Okay.
she, like, I imagine that both have been said multiple times, and she's never corrected anybody.
In character, Kiki would probably get it wrong, so...
So Margot and Endri, what do you want to do here as Kiki is trying to dig?
Margot's gonna be looking to see like what's the closest structure to them, and does it look like it could go underground?
So about like 200 feet in all directions, there's nothing.
That's a lot of feet for my little legs.
I think Andrews is also going to dig. But with like her 2 daggers, like just seeing if it works.
Okay, very good.
Ooh. Margot's gonna cast Unseen Servant to help us dig.
Okay. What does it look like when you cast this spell?
She like takes out like a folded piece of paper that is like torn out of like what would look like a torn out magazine of like a poster and stuff like that. So like this Unseen Servant is like the fake version of her favorite band member in the boy band.
The magical BTS member helping us dig.
Uh-huh.
Yep. It just
Nice.
kind of just like appears, kind of like just like little glittery, kind of just like shimmers together. Like it's kind of like ink. It's just dig.
Very good.
So
So
help for an hour.
okay, for an hour. Very good. So we see everyone collectively trying to dig. And again, the camera pans back over to Kiri. Kiri, so the room is illuminated here. As one might suspect, Kiki's notes are entirely unhelpful because they are about Slotty, not about strange
Buttons.
underground buttons.
I'm very certain that they're helpful, and I'm just not figuring them out correctly.
Okay.
But yes,
So what would you like to do? You are still on your bum right here.
I guess I will go and look at the bowls.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Okay.
You don't sound confident.
5.
5. Okay.
I rolled
So
a 7.
So as you're kind of like moving over to each one of these to investigate them, you see that they have a unique sort of carving in each one. They seem to be some kind of like a squiggly line, and they're all different. They're made of the same like size and depth. Basically, like they match, but the actual design of them is a little different, and you can see vaguely what it kind of represents here on the map as you're looking around at them.
Sure.
You have no idea what it means.
What do I do? I am. Is there anything like? Okay, so I'm sorry, I might have missed. Is this like in the bowls or?
So it's like a stone bowl, and
Mhm.
there is a carving in the bowl.
Okay.
So it's part of the bowl.
Okay. All my illusion and enchantment spells are sure come in handy right now.
And there's a giant red button in the middle of the room.
I don't.
You know, no reason, just reminding
Yeah,
you.
just a reminder. It's fine. This is fine. Okay. These have to mean something.
Do you want to keep studying them?
Yes, I would like to keep
Okay.
studying them.
So as you continue to study them, trying to uncover their secrets, we go back to the dirt. Can I get...
Have we made any sort of progress?
Yeah, absolutely. Can I get athletics
sandcastles.
checks from everyone?
Oh.
Athletics.
Margot is at advantage.
Oh gosh, this is gonna be bad.
It's gonna be fine. Oh my
No,
god.
it was bad.
That's an 8 from Margot. Oh my god. A 3 from Endry and a
20. Dirty 20.
dirty 20 from Kekke. All right. I think this makes
Eating sand.
perfect sense because Endry is digging with daggers.
Yeah.
Margot, I think you're having a little bit of trouble here with the digging, but Kekke, you are making great progress. I think especially because of the shape of your wings, you're just like scooping the sand away. You're using your talons to break through any like hard surfaces, and you find there is a trap door right underneath you, Kekke.
Can I do like investigation or perception? Any sort of.
Mhm.
either of
Yeah,
those?
you can do either one.
Okay.
Okay.
14. So 18 or 19. Investigation 18, perception 19. Either
Okay.
one.
With the 18% investigation, you look at it and you get the sense that it is pressure activated. So if you stand on a very specific part of it, it will open up. So you essentially figure out how to make it work.
And
And I know what part of it is.
Yeah, so you figure it out. You have unlocked the secret of the trapdoor.
I think I pull like a bag or something out of, or a book or something out of my bag that I have, and like set it on that spot.
Okay. Roll me a dex saving throw.
Oh, boy.
Okay. That's going to be high enough. So that was a dirty 20.
'Cause I don't know what I would add to that.
So you put the book down, and then all of a sudden, everyone sees a whirling vortex of sand just get sucked down. Kekke, you managed to jump back in time to avoid getting dropped in. Kiri, you're like kind of studying it. All of a sudden, there's just sand that dumps down, and you see a book, and then it closes up.
Is it a message from Kekke?
What book is this?
Someone come
It was probably like history of the school or like something like that that I just carry with me for some light reading.
Mm-hmm.
Kiki sent more notes. I'm gonna try and decipher what the book means.
Okay. I love it. All right.
Exactly why I did that.
So, yeah. Andrea and Margot, you see the trapdoor open and then close.
Oh, see, it was that activated by something. Nice. So what did you do?
I want to do something risky.
Okay.
I have some length of. I have 50 feet of rope with me.
Okay.
This is a magical door, and I don't know how a lot of things work in the real world, so I kind of want to know if I drop like a lot of the rope on this spot, but hold on to the end of it. If somehow not all of it will go through, I realize that there's a risk of me also just getting sucked through because I'm holding on to the end of the rope. But that's what I want to try.
Okay. Because you've seen how it works and you've figured it out, you know exactly that this plan would not work because there's something about it that just sucks the sand in, sucks whatever's nearby in. So you would absolutely get pulled through. And just the force of it slamming shut, you get the sense that you can't really like prop it open. You'll either have to just leave Kiri there and she'll figure it out, or you have to go
or
in.
join her.
Yeah.
All right, in that case, I tuck the wings in all nice and tight and just like up and over.
Okay. You see Kiki just whoosh, disappear. Margot and Endry, you're standing there and you don't know how to activate this thing.
Ooh, yeah, maybe that's something I should have explained before I jumped feet first into the trapdoor.
Do we see the door?
Yeah, you can
Standing
see
there.
the door. You just don't know how to operate it.
Gotcha.
Margot's just gonna jump up and down all around it,
Okay.
It's a funny rabbit.
hoping by chance it works.
Okay, yes. So it takes a couple of hops. You're just kind of flailing around, and all of a sudden, Endry, you are all alone.
We left Squishy!
Oh no. Henry like shakes the sand out of her hair and like knocks on the trapdoor and like listens. And then stands up and goes, well, here goes nothing, and just steps on it.
Very good. Oh, like when you knock on it, nothing happens. When you step on it, you also get sucked in.
Woo!
So, yes, you are trying to divine the secrets from this History of Strixhaven book. And as you're in deep study, all of a sudden, plop, you see Kiki appear, landing on their booty. Next is Margot, landing on their booty. And then Endry, landing on their booty. You're all here in this room. There's silvery light cast all throughout from the magical orbs that Kiri has cast. Kiri, what are you doing here?
She drops the book and starts crying and says, Kiki, I'm so sorry I couldn't figure out your notes.
I'm just like, I think my first instinct when that's what she says to me, I'm like, is there a slotty down here?
And I think that is the perfect time for us to take a break. On that note,
Possible imminent danger could just be a button.
It's fine.
it's just a big red
Sure, it's
button.
fine.
It's
Big red
fine.
button.
You
It's fine.
obviously, orientation definitely talked about big red buttons.
This button was coming for
Absolutely.
us.
So we're going to take a quick break. We will be back in about 5 minutes. We're going to grab some water, do some stretches, grab some snacks, and we will be right back. Right back, everybody. So Kiki says, something slotty, question mark?
I don't know what's going on.
I just probably start looking around to see if I can see one. I assume it's like really dimly lit because it's just the orbs.
Yeah.
They're bright light.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the room is completely illuminated. You can tell that you're all underground. When you look up, it is 60 feet up, and you see the small trapdoor absolutely latched shut. And other than the 4 pedestals, Kiri reading books in front of one, there is a small platform in the middle of the room and a pedestal on it and a big red button.
How
What's
high?
this notation?
How high up is the button?
You can walk right up. There's like maybe like 4 or 5 steps. and then
Sorry,
there's
the
a
trap door.
The trap door is like 60 feet up.
Okay.
How new does this button look?
Go ahead and move your token
Okay.
and roll me investigation.
Some
will.
Indiana Jones happening.
I don't want to be on there.
You
I'm
throw
gonna
yourself
back
on
away.
the button.
It's on top of it.
Big red button. Okay, investigation, please.
Told you were gonna throw your body on top of it.
18, very good roll. So the button looks relatively new. Looking around, this is definitely a underground ruin of some kind. You can tell from the stone that it is quite old, and the button is definitely out of place.
It's an odd place for a button. What do you suppose it does?
I assume it's like on a podium, right?
Yeah, it's on a podium, so it's about like hip high. So for Margot, it's like right up against like your eyes.
I think Endry's gonna like also take a look at the little squiggle bowls.
Okay. Go ahead and move your tokens freely if you like.
Just to this one right by her.
Okay. So as you look into the bowl, you can see that it is quite large. You could probably fit like a watermelon in it. And then the very bottom in the center of the bowl is like a squiggle line that has been carved out of it.
I'm not sure. Maybe investigation, like if I think these squiggles are anything of importance.
Yeah, absolutely. So go ahead and roll me investigation as you kind of like look at the various ones. You kind of start pacing the room.
Yeah.
That's a 12 investigation.
Sweet.
Kiki, what would you like to do as Endry is investigating these bowls?
Are the bowls are like where we can just like peer in them?
Yeah, they're about hip height as well.
Okay,
Everything's
so
quite like accessible.
I actually want to
Margot can't see
go.
him.
Yeah, Margot can't see the inside of them.
Jumps.
Yeah, if you jump, you can.
I also want to go look at the bowls.
Okay, go ahead and roll me investigation.
Um,
14.
So 16.
Okay, 16. All right. So we have this little montage of everyone checking out the bowls, trying to decide like and figure out what they're for. Endry, you definitely get the sense that you're meant to put something in them, or this is definitely some kind of a puzzle.
Oh, I'm sorry. 18.
18. Okay.
Math is hard.
Kiki, you also realize that this is a puzzle, and with the squiggles, you figure out that they have something to do with elemental somethings. Like this one in front of you is perhaps something along the lines of fire. The one that Kiri is at is something water related. Endry is currently at one that's air related. And you presume the last one is something earth related.
Do we still have any like sand on us? There's sand on the floor, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of sand in here.
Okay, because that's the only elemental thing that I currently have very readily access to.
Mm-hmm.
I think I instantly go grab some sand
Mm-hmm.
and probably look. I know I don't already know that this one is but if I figured out the puzzle, I'd probably go pick up sand and instantly see if I can find the one and sprinkle some in there and see if anything happens.
Yeah. So you come up to this exact one and you do that and you see that the depression in it begins to glow. And you see a ring of light surrounding the bowl.
I think Andrew's gonna see what Kekke just did, and if they already figure out the puzzle too, and I'm at the air one, I think Andrew's just sort of like gonna blow into it, like.
Okay, yeah, you see the exact same thing happen. It begins to light up right in front of you.
Does it stay lit up after they stop blowing?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. I know, like continuously, like.
No. I think whenever I put the sand in and it goes off, I think Kekke gets really excited and goes, "Oh my god, it's a puzzle, guys! It's a puzzle! We get to do a puzzle!"
As you say
and
that,
explain to them probably, or if something happens before I explain.
No. You can explain.
So I just explained to them, they're elemental pillars, and we have to fill them with something of each element. I got the land one, the earth one.
And then we can press the button?
I have no idea what's going on with the button, but I know there's a puzzle.
Seems like a nice finisher to the puzzle, hitting the button.
Did anything happen other than just the pillars lighting up once we did the thing?
Roll me a perception check. Anybody can roll this.
Golly gee.
I'm on the.
I'll help out with the perception.
It's a 19 from Entry, 13 from Margot.
A good roll for me. For once.
Perception. It's 18 plus 5.
Okay, that's
Natural
23.
17.
17. Okay, all of you hear a very subtle grinding of stone. You hear it start after Kekke puts in the sand, and then there's a delay when Endry blows into the other bowl, and then you hear also another grinding sound coming from the north. All of a sudden, a door begins to open up. And another door opens up. They are quite shadowed, because the orbs are in this room.
And so the last two are the water and fire?
Yeah.
Water and fire.
Trying, because I don't think that I would have like my adventurers pack stuff with me.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Trying to see if I have anything like it.
I have a feeling that because Kekke has not truly given up her ranger ways from her brief time at school, that she probably has like her full backpack on. Not probably all of her books. She feels her books are okay, but she definitely brings her favorite ones and all of the essentials. So she does have a tinderbox on her.
Okay.
But I think if these doors they're not fully open, right? They're partially open?
Yeah, they're open, but they're dark. You can't see what's inside of them.
Okay.
Oh wait, I think I actually have on me
probably have my canteen on me.
yeah, canteen, yeah.
I think
Can usually do this.
I probably, before I do anything with another pillar, I probably sort of look around at everybody and go, are we doing pillars or are we doing button? And I'll probably walk over and maybe do like an investigation on the button.
Yeah, Margot, you've been standing in front of this button for a little while. Kekke says, are we doing pillars or are we doing buttons? And walks up. What are you doing, Margot?
Her eyes just kind of like very keenly follow and like get more excited. As Kekke like gets closer. Are we gonna do the button? I don't have any fire.
I can do fire. I don't know what to do about the button. So I would probably like to look at it and see if there's.
Go ahead and roll me investigation. I'm getting so excited. Y'all are so close to the button.
Button.
I am terrified because I am.
Ooh, that's a 5 plus. What's your investigation?
What was my investigation? That's a solid 9.
9. Okay. So you see a shiny, so shiny, perfectly round, shiny red button. It's the color of strawberries. It's made out of plastic. Other than that, you don't know, can't divine anything else.
Maybe they put the button here so that you wouldn't have to do the pillars every time that you came in here.
Does someone have a torch or something?
I feel like if you had the things to do the pillars. Let me rephrase that. If you don't have the things to do the pillars, your only option would be the button.
Yeah.
So I think I vote pillars.
Yeah, let's do pillars first, and then
Okay.
we can go from there.
Does someone have a torch or something? 'Cause, like,
I will
can't
take
do
out.
anything else.
Do
with
I
the-
need tinderbox and torch? Because I have both. Which of those would I need, or both to
You can
make
use
fire?
both. Yeah.
Okay, so I probably get my tinderbox and my torch out and light the torch.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Uh,
drop dancing lights then.
Okay, yeah. So you see the lights in the room definitely whoosh. Darkness kind of comes creeping in as you now have a single torch, which is significantly less light now. There's kind of a spooky ambiance now as you are all bathed in honey light. The crackling of the torch in the silence of the stone room with no exit, no doors. What do you do with your torch?
I would like to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. So what does it look like when you cast this spell?
So once again, the very, very glowing eyes thing, except this time instead of normally after the spell is cast, the eyes always kind of go back to normal. This time they stay they stay out or they stay glowing.
Mhm.
But she kind of spreads her hands a little bit. She pulls out a copper piece and holds it and spreads her hands a little bit, and a little silvery wire wraps around it, and she kind of pulls it and it spins the copper piece a little bit, and her eyes the pupils almost disappear in that almost alien greenish color now.
Mm-hmm.
And what I would like to do with this is I would like to search for the minds of creatures within 30 feet of me.
Okay. I just realized the components is a copper piece because it's a penny for your thoughts. That's clever. Yeah, okay. So out of above game, we have asked players if they're okay with reading minds, so everyone's okay with that at the table. Safety tools, yay. So Kiri, as you begin to kind of expand out and listen to the thoughts of creatures and beings around you, you definitely what's the range of 30 feet? All right. Where are you at? I'm gonna give you an aura of mind reading. We'll make it pink. Okay. You detect from where you're standing that there is a creature in this room and in this room.
Oh, jeez.
So it's gonna go to Kekke. In Kikki's head, she's going to say there's creatures in the rooms that we opened up. So of course she doesn't say any of that audibly. Just
Yeah, so Kekke, you hear Kiri's voice in your head for the first time.
She definitely like fumbles the torch and catches it, and because she recognizes the voice, she like turns to look at her, but sees that her mouth isn't moving, and then like the realization.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I forgot. Sometimes I do that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Do you happen to know? And like as quietly as she can. I know it probably echoes because we're in like a giant empty chamber,
Yes.
but as quiet, because I'm like very close to Kiri right now. As quietly as I can, I go, do you know where the flame goes?
I would like to try and read their surface thoughts of first the creature in this room.
Okay. The surface thoughts are, I'm gonna get them. I'm gonna get them. Now's my chance.
It's an ambush.
Do we know how many other creatures? There's just one in each room?
And then I will try
As
over
far as
here.
Kiri knows.
As far as we can, okay. So she can hear my thoughts?
Yeah, your surface thoughts.
Okay, so I go in my head. Can you hear me?
I'm also going to go ahead and spend a bonus action to just make it where we can talk for the next minute.
Okay.
Telepathy.
Okay, I would like to tell her that I want to, if we're going to open the doors, I want to position myself behind a pillar. Like before we finish the pillars, I want to be behind a pillar with my bow ready.
She goes, also, so I'm not going to break that connection with you.
Okay.
But I am going to speak to the other two people using another ability in their heads and say, I know this is really weird. I'm very sorry. There's creatures trying to ambush us in the rooms that we opened up.
I think Andrew was like sort of messing with the bowl or whatever, and they just like freeze and slowly turn and nod. Because
Margot.
Oh, sorry. I was like, we still only have the 2-1s lit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Margot, what would you like to do as this very shiny, very pretty, very strawberry button just glistens in the firelight in front of you?
Yeah, imagine as like she hears Kiri's voice, kind of like half like thinks like, huh. I really hear the voices before in a daydream like that, and she's kind of she kind of just like a wink, like that's cool. And then she just kind of like points to the button.
Like,
Hold on, I'm gonna zoom the camera in to the button. Look at the button. It's right there. All you have to do is touch it. Just right there.
we're just gonna milk it, like, ooh, we're gonna touch the button.
All right. Yes. So you have all the information. What does the party want to do here?
Well, we
Margot's
could light
ready.
the rest.
She can do it if.
Okay, Margot hovers a finger over the button. You put the torch into the fire one lights up. The only one that hasn't been lit up is the water one.
There's another room open.
Yeah, so as you put the fire one in, when does open? It opens up over here. The grinding of
I'd like
stone.
to shift myself over here.
Okay.
See if I can detect some thoughts over there.
Okay, yes. So you definitely detect another creature in there, and you also detect another creature slightly north of it.
She's gonna point in the direction of that one as well.
Yeah, so like over here behind the wall, and then one here. And they all have the same surface thought, like, I'm gonna get them. Now's my chance.
I will relay that surface thought to everybody. Fortunately, only one of you can actually reply to me at the moment, but
I think Endry takes out one of her daggers, and then they have a little canteen of water to put into the last pillar.
Okay. So as you do, another room opens up. They are dark. And Endry, the water one is over here. So I'm going to move you. So the last one opens up. Kekke, can I get a perception check from you? Ooh, very good.
Perception is +5.
Okay. So Kekke, you notice that something begins to peek out of the door here. It's very slow. It's kind of like looking back and forth. And this is what you see. Wait. I want to show the cute picture.
The cute picture of the thing that's gonna eat us.
Right.
Oh, it is.
Oh my god, it's so cute.
Okay, so you see
so fluffy.
you see this little thing kind of crawl out, and it's just like looking around, and it sees you, Kekke, and it kind of just like has these wide eyes. So
See if I can do anything to be friendly to this animal before I shoot an arrow into it. Hold
So
on.
let me give you a little bit of information. So the group of you have been at Strixhaven for a couple of weeks now. And you, being a massive nerd, you absolutely know this much information. It looks strikingly like a pest mascot. So each one of the different colleges, they have a mascot. And the pest mascot is the Witherbloom mascot. So you know that this creature is meant to be representation of your college.
Okay. I don't currently have anything to be friendly to an animal other than just me and my history of animals. So can I roll for like what do I know? If I already know what it is, can I roll for like what I know about them? Like a history, nature, or something?
Yeah, absolutely. You can roll me a nature check here. Ooh, that's pretty high.
Okay.
18 plus
2, so dirty 20.
Okay, very good. You know that pests mascots, they grow to be about maximum the size of a ferret, and that they make very loyal pets. You know that a lot of these creatures tend to be very food driven. And the fact that it hasn't lunged at you the second it has looked at you gives a sense that, like, it's kind of surprised that you make eye contact with it.
Okay, I am going to put my bow to my side and see if I can get one of my rations out of my bag.
Okay.
And like offer it to the pest mascot.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me animal handling at advantage. So roll twice for me. Okay. So that's gonna be a 10 plus.
Taylor. I've lost my character sheet. Where
It's okay. I do that all the time.
where did you go?
Oh, I have it. Wow, you have a +7.
I have a +7 to
Okay.
animal handling.
17. Yeah, so you kind of like wiggle the ration towards it, and you see its mouth just kind of like the mandibles just mandibling, and it kind of awkwardly shuffles forward.
I will I will just feed it. And what did this thing look like? Is this thing something I could like pet, or did it have like spiky?
It is very spiky. It does have these like little spikes kind of growing down its hide. It does seem to have a smooth underbelly.
Can I give it
Scratchies.
chin scritchies?
Yeah, absolutely. As you reach out to do
Give him
so,
chin
it just
scritchies.
like swallows the ration whole, and you can see its body just kind of like gyrating.
It's
as
like a
it's,
belly roll.
Yeah, it's like belly rolling, and you're just scritching it, and it's making these like purring noises.
Awesome. Fantastic.
Okay,
Gyrating
I
its
haven't
spiky
been-
caterpillars.
Yeah,
I
so-
haven't
Fun.
been more comfortable at this college than in this moment with this creature.
Very cool. So like at the same time as this is happening, like this door has just opened up, and Endry has like daggers in hands. You're all looking. I presume that most of everyone's attention is eastward here. What do you do next? You don't hear any of what Kiki's doing because it's all quiet.
Is it button time? Do we hit the button?
Margot has dark vision. So, like, how well can she use
So
a little...
you can definitely
Okay.
move your character. The door is basically kind of in the middle of the two squares. From your angle, you can't see anything where you're at right now.
Dude, does Kiri have the thing open with me still?
Mhm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
Is it
Yep.
something that you're actively paying attention to?
I can't currently just passively read your thoughts, but if you speak to me directly, then I will hear it.
Okay.
Okay, well that's unfortunate because all
Okay.
of my thoughts are,
Oh, look at
wait,
you.
I know what that is.
Because I can
Oh
only
my god,
focus
are you
on one-
hungry? Oh my god, do you want a
I
snack?
can only focus on one creature at a time, and so I am just assuming that if you want to talk to me, then you'll talk to me.
Unfortunately, my
Yeah.
thoughts right now are
100% legit.
Margot is gonna get curious at why things got quiet.
Okay.
She's gonna, like, look.
Yeah, you see you see this worm thing getting scritches.
Y'all may have heard a "who's a good pest" from the corner.
Upon hearing that, Margot is going to cast Speak with Animals.
Okay. What does it look like when you cast this spell?
Various animal emojis above her head.
I love that so much. Oh my
Perfect.
god. Okay. Question. When you speak to animals, do we hear you speaking in normal words, or do we hear you making animal noises?
Oh, it's like full like I'm talking to the cats. Like,
Okay, baby noises.
Oh,
Got
yeah.
it. Okay, cool. Yeah, so you cast this spell. What do you want to say?
She's basically like, any more out there hungry? Come, we got snacks. And scritchies. Come,
Can you- Oh my god.
We come in peace with
Um,
snacks and scritchies.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check. 22.
Come to me, my pretties.
We are friendly.
There is a hesitation in the air. A moment of silence. Moment of awkwardness. And then from the darkness, you see little tiny heads peering out through these open doorways. And you see the various mascots who are each... Oh, shit. Oh, that's how you open a character sheet. Okay.
Got it.
You see this swirling ink blob just floating through the air and has big puppy eyes.
So,
And it has a mouth that's just kind of wobbling like
so, I'm not a nerd in most senses, but she is a massive silver quill nerd.
oh yeah. You immediately recognize this as a silver
She
quill.
Margot too, yeah.
squeals.
And then you see
Book it.
slithering out from the darkness is a crystalline serpent. Mathematically perfect. Completely unimpressive to the group because we don't have a Quandrix member.
No.
It's an animal. Kiki is fascinated by all of them, especially the snake.
Ooh.
And then we see this like
Ooh.
amalgamation of this amorphous creature. It just kind of like changes shape as it's kind of warbling out. It looks like it's made of ice wreathed in fire. And for a moment, it seems to resemble a horse, and then it seems to resemble a cat, and then it kind of settles down into the shape of a turtle.
A turtle.
Turtle.
Margot's kind of like, who put all the mascots into closets under the sand? That's
Under Lorhold, who's the only one who's missing a mascot.
Oh my god, it is a prank. Like they're stealing everyone else's mascot as a prank, right?
But how long are they gonna leave them here?
I don't know.
I have a bottle of ink. And I'm gonna pull it out and try to tempt the inkling mascot.
Oh yeah, you see that each one of the creatures, like they're actually making their way to Margot. But the inkling mascot, like it's kind of like the way that it moves is kind of like blubber a little bit, like it kind of just like right. And as it's kind of like spidering its way towards Margot, it stops, and you see it like turn its head over towards you, and the eyes just get bigger as it looks at your ink bottle.
Just gonna like sit down cross-legged and like open the ink bottle and put it right in front of her.
You opened a can of wet food.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Yeah. It does the same thing that cats do, where they like rub up against your leg. So like the ink, it's like smearing ink on you, by the way. Like it's ruining your clothes, but it's just like caressing and throwing itself against your leg, doing circles around you.
I'm giving it so much attention.
Ink baby.
Ink baby.
Hendry, you see this fire ice turtle. It's like very slow.
He's trying. Oh, I think Andrew will like kind of like crouch and get a little bit close to it and just sort of observe, like, kind of feeling that they're not in any immediate danger.
Mhm.
And will like hold out their hand to it.
Okay, it seems to like be heading in the direction of Margot, but as you extend out your hand, it stops. It turns towards you, takes about like 30 seconds to turn, and then it begins to wobble towards you. And then we see this fractal mascot, about the size of it's about the size of a dog. Like they're both about the size of an ottoman, and it begins to move towards you, Margot. It's basically bigger than you.
Yeah, I guess she's kind of like, do you want to go home?
You hear the sound of crunching glass as it tries to communicate to you. You don't understand.
It was like, crunching glass sounds sad, so. Did we all try to bring them home? Do you know a way out of here? She kind of like look up at this thing.
It doesn't seem to understand you. It now begins to try to rub up against you.
Oh God.
And
Ouch.
it's kind of more doing that thing where you see those videos of like those Great Danes trying to crawl into a lap because they think
Yep.
they're a puppy.
I had a Great
Margot,
Dane before. Yep.
Margot, you are now prone as it tries to get onto your lap.
She's kind of like, okay. Okay, I sit here now. Yep.
Can Andrew like investigate not the button, but like the sort of steps and pedestal around it? Because maybe if they hit the button, it will like shoot up, like back up towards the surface.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and roll me investigation.
Okay.
Okay, 15. So you make your way back up to the pedestal, and as you do, instead of pushing it, you take your dagger and you kind of like
Yeah.
you pop the button up, and you can see that there are a number of different intricate clockwork innards of this button, and you can kind of see it pointing south.
Interesting. I'll like relay that to everyone and be like, it seems like whatever we do, if we press this button, will do something to the south of us. I unfortunately do not know gears.
The
But you
south.
can press
we
the
don't-
button.
We could press the button. I put the plastic little cap back on just in case.
Okay. Roll me a sleight of hand check.
Oh God.
Wow. That is
Perfect.
double nat one.
Best roll of the night.
No. Oh Jesus. I apologize for whatever happened.
Hey guys, I think we pushed the button.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just
You try
Destiny.
to you try to push the button. I mean, you try to put the button back. You end up
yeah.
slipping and slamming the button, right? As soon as you do, you hear a and little fireworks kind of burst out of the button area, and you see a magical script just kind of and it says, "Good luck."
Oh
no.
God.
And
Oh
then
God, I'm so sorry.
you hear a grinding of stone as a passageway opens to the south.
Detect thoughts is down, by the way.
Okay. So as you look to the south, you can see that there is a deep hole, and on the other side is a platform.
I look at the people with wings.
How far away is that platform?
5, 10, 15,
From
20
like
feet.
here.
20 feet.
I have a question. While I've been hanging out with my homie, have I got him to like crawl on me at all?
Yeah, absolutely. He's like up on your shoulder, and because his underbelly is like completely smooth, like it doesn't hurt or anything like that.
He's just like stabbing me in the neck with his.
Yeah. But it hurts so good, right?
All right, cool. Yep. I love you, Pest. So, I probably move over here.
Okay.
I give him the choice. I probably come over here and then like I probably say it out loud, but like I'll like maybe as I'm walking past a pillar, be like, "Do you want to come with me or do you want to stay?" And like offer him the option.
Yeah, he goes like he's just kind of like inching after you, just chasing you.
Okay.
Bonded.
So me and my little homie, my new best friend, we come over here, and is it dark over?
Yes, I'm just gonna assume that you have the torch. You can see that the hole seems to go really far down, over 100 feet. And you see that on the other side is a platform that is about 20 feet in front of you. And the platform probably can fit like 1 or 2 people on there comfortably.
Okay. Is my book still? Because this is like where we fell down in here, right?
You fell down like north of you. So this is a new chamber that has opened up.
Okay. What I want to see if I can do is, because it's a small platform, you said?
Mm-hmm.
I want to get the book, because I know that it triggered the trap door.
Hmm.
And then I want to fly. You said it's 20 feet?
Mm-hmm. You can fly over there, no problem.
But I think I have 50 feet of... I want to drop the book on the platform, see if anything happens. If nothing happens with the book, I'll land on it. But if something happens to the book, I want to be able to, like, fly back.
Okay, yeah. You absolutely find that it's not pressure in any way. It's just
Okay.
a platform. So it's safe.
Then I will land on the platform and, like, see if there's anything else around me with my torch.
Roll me perception or investigation. Okay. So that is going to be
Investigate. It was a 12.
16.
Investigation will be a 16.
okay. That's enough.
Perception 17.
So you see that there's a secret button, and you can push it.
More buttons.
Tins.
The button puzzles.
Think. I look at my little friend on my shoulder for like any sign of like.
The angel on your shoulder.
I like put my hand up to it and
Uh-huh.
see if they do anything.
You see the pest kind of beginning to wriggle down your arm.
Okay, I'm
You
gonna
saw-
keep my hand there and be like, you do it, little buddy. I don't think I have it.
You see a determined look take his eyes. He just
Sprouse.
like, bam, just headbutts the shit out of this button. And it opens.
Oh,
a
what have I
door.
done?
So meanwhile, as that's happening, what's going on in the other room?
I am
Y'all are in
pulling a giant pile of
darkness.
ink.
Y'all are in darkness now, by the way, except for Flaming Turtle.
Mm.
That's probably lighting up everything.
Oh,
yeah,
that's right.
we're
I'll-
chilling. Just
I'll
chilling by
recast
the-
Dancing Lights.
Okay.
Since I just couldn't have 2 concentration spells up, so
Yeah.
I'll recast Dancing Lights now.
Okay, so everyone
Marco.
can see.
That's similar
Would have.
sparkle.
Yeah. Well, it probably reflect nicely in the glass friend. She would have
Ooh,
But
that would be
hers-
so pretty.
her scarf like kind of wrapped around a bit of the glass friend to make it less sharp.
Aw, okay.
Oh.
He's a glass snake in a scarf.
It responds with the sound of crunching glass. It does not have eyebrows, so you don't know how it feels about this. So you have all heard the door open, and you see Kekke has continued down the hallway.
Well, after Bug Friend pushes the button, I stop and yell back at them. Because before I leave the platform, I want to make sure everyone else can get across
Mm-hmm.
the expanse, because I only know of one of the other friends that has wings, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Yeah. So you all kind of gather here on the edge.
I
And
might
ahead.
actually go back across, because I know I can fly it, so I might go back across and just make sure, because like I don't know if we're trying to help free the mascots. I assume that's sort of the plan. We can't just leave them down here, right?
Mhm.
That's what I'm advocating for.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
pulling my ink. friend.
Seems infamous.
Right. Save the animals.
Exactly.
So with this
Margot
line
need
of
help.
thought,
The
yeah,
Harry
yeah.
glass friend.
You actually kind of like we have a montage here of everyone discussing everything, and you do come to the conclusion that the art elemental mascot and the fractal mascot, they will both be way too heavy for you to kind of carry over, because they are probably like about the size of heavy.
The size of heavy.
The size of
Correct.
heavy.
They're the size of heavy. The art mascot is the mascot that can like transform, right?
Yeah, but it doesn't seem to change the density. Endry, in this moment, how do you feel as you're kind of like looking at this art elemental mascot and it's like changing forms? It changes into the form of a frog now.
Oh, how fun. I think Endry's like absolutely like enamored by it. Just watching it, the different like two elements that probably shouldn't go together be together and create like these really cool creatures. So I think they've just been like kind of staring at it and being like, this is insane. I love it.
It's like the perfect balance and harmony of the two elements. Normally you see them at opposition of each other, but they are in such a state that they are just in perfect harmony. They don't disrupt one another, and they exist, and they're both powerful. They don't hold each other back. In this moment, as you're kind of enamored by it, you feel this warmth in your chest and this sharpness, this clarity of mind. You almost seem to be in sync with this creature, and you feel just as powerful. You have drawn the Fates card.
Oh,
You get
sick.
to alter an event
Oh,
or alter the outcome of an event. So you
Oh,
can
that's awesome.
literally make anything happen narratively. The only thing you can't do is like, it's like genie rules. You can't like bring people back from the dead or wish for more wishes.
Gotcha.
So I'll let you have a moment to think about it, but you have the power to decide anything right now. Okay?
Oh my god. Okay.
Don't sound scared.
It's just so much responsibility.
It's a lot of power to give somebody.
I know. So Endry, you're just kind of like staring at this frog made out of fire and ice. So there's like a little moment going on there. And outside of that moment, Margot and Kekke and Kiri, you absolutely get the feeling that you can't carry the fractal mascot across. We'll say that it weighs like 500 pounds. Big boy.
I don't know.
They...
Oh,
Sorry.
You can go.
I was like, how did they get it? Get him down here? If we can get him across.
The pressure plate.
And
I'm gonna pick up some of the dirt and like.
how
toss
long is it? The glass
20
friend?
feet.
No, the glass friend.
Glass friend.
How long is it? Why you gotta make me do math? I don't know. 4?
4.
Just
Four?
Just 4.
4?
Just 4.
That in meters? Yards,
4
maybe?
feet?
I don't know. My Kiki's like 3 feet when she stretches out.
Yeah.
Very long
Dense.
Cat's name is Kiki.
Yeah.
I want to pick up some of the like dirt and just kind of toss it into the pit.
Okay. It disappears into
Okay.
the pit.
Just wanted to see if there was like an invisible path or something.
Mm-hmm.
Is it within my realm of ability with this Fates card to just leave with the animals and go back to the surface?
Okay. So as you were staring at this thing,
Not to
Just
totally
the
disrupt
animals,
this whole
guys.
dungeon.
Just the animals, not the rest
We're
of us.
fighting our way out, but the animals all escape.
we'll have to
Like
zoom
all
in
of,
here.
can we get all of us up there?
Endry, you're staring intensely at this creature, and you're like, dang, how dope would it be if all of us were just not here? And you blink.
I have solved your dungeon puzzle by bending the world to my whim.
You blink, and all of a sudden, you are all standing in the middle of nowhere. Sand everywhere.
With our mascots, though, right?
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Ink buddy.
Andrew's just like, I want to leave.
Yeah, you all just feel like this really unusual sensation, kind of disconnect from reality. You like shake your head and you find yourselves all here. You still have recollection of everything that happened. You just can't remember how you got out here. But you're here and you're safe. And you have new friends.
Oh, exciting. What just happened?
We got to solve a puzzle.
Well, it was just, I guess, what's... Kiri, we just found the way out? Hooray!
Yay!
Huzzah. We should... Is there, like a place for these guys? Like, do they have, like, somewhere they live? Like, on campus?
You have definitely seen senior upperclassmen definitely have mascots as pets. It's not unusual to have them as pets.
So they're not unique.
No, they're not crazy unique, yeah.
So there are multiple glass shard snakes just
Yeah.
Vibing.
just rolling around campus.
Just having a good time. Yeah, absolutely.
and any number of ice flame animals.
Oh, yeah.
It's so Prismari.
Great.
Take them forever to get somewhere.
Yep.
And you can't carry it because apparently they're super dense. Right.
So
I think I
you
just
do-
start heading back in the direction of Lorehold.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So the group of you begin to make your way back towards the main thoroughfare, and now you're on the road, and you realize that it is quite dark now. You realize that it is evening time, and that you're all pretty hungry. You missed lunch. It is dinner time now. And you've got an exam tomorrow.
It's totally disrupted the dungeon. I'm sorry, you probably worked hard on that. They're
It's
like,
just that
"Let's
moment where the
leave."
GM just takes up their notes and just rips
This is-
them in half.
No,
Fine.
not at all.
This is nothing. He should try
No.
getting the wish and the fates in the both same
This
night.
is when the DM goes, "You should have saved that. Y'all could have figured
I
that
probably
out."
should have.
It'll be fine. You know, you just have your first exam of the school year coming up.
Save that to get an A,
Yeah, you could have.
knowing how well I studied.
Is there like, I mean, this is a college campus. I assume maybe in like the library or something, there's got to be some place that has like a place to study and food.
Absolutely. So the group of you make your way over to the Fire Jolt Cafe. You kind of brush up a bit on your studying. You have some food. You have new pets with you. So we're gonna
After every bite I take, I throw a piece up to my little friend on my shoulder.
I love it. Excellent. So yeah, you all effectively have pets if you want them.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yeah. Oh, I need to think of a name.
So is there anything special anyone wants to do before you go to bed and then take your exam the next day?
I think Andri is going to try and paint her new pet. But it won't work well because I assume that it will constantly be changing shape.
We're roommates, so it's like you could do like them together.
Oh my god, that'd be adorable, yes.
Margot, do you adopt the crystalline snake?
Yeah, she'll
Okay.
if it wants.
Y'all
to.
have two of the heaviest mascots
Yeah.
in one room.
Whoever's living below us in the dorm below us is just real mad.
Anytime
Yeah.
your 500-pound snake moves, they're just like,
Like, what the? Earthquake. But yeah.
Okay, love it. All right. Anything else?
I write
Um,
terrible poetry about my ink pet.
Yes, of course. As one does.
how early is the exam?
Early.
Gross.
Oh, those are the worst.
Yep.
I don't
like 8 a.m. exam.
Oh.
No, because we were up all day the other night. Can I like power nap it?
Yeah.
I could nap after the exam, right?
Yeah,
Do you want to
totally.
stay up
Just,
all
you
night
know-
studying?
You know, I really enjoyed that puzzle, but it really cut into my study time.
Okay. Cool. All right. Hold on. What are the all-nighter?
It's fine. You just got your 8th wind.
Eight.
That's what I'm on right
Okay.
now.
So do you want to pull an all-nighter studying? This is a mechanic.
I think so.
Okay. So
I think the character would like really enjoy that puzzle, but I meant to spend all day studying, so yeah.
all right. So after pulling an all-nighter, you will gain 2 rerolls during the testing phase. It will come at a cost. You will gain 1 level of exhaustion that starts the day of the exam.
Excellent.
Okay. The next day, you all gather in Professor Veraldi Lang's classroom on the Witherbloom College. And you see this dryad who is very well dressed, well manicured. She has leaves that are very neatly cut and pulled back into a very tight bun. And she says, "All right, everyone, listen up. Do not cheat on this test. You will be written up. I will put you into detention myself, and we will have you helping the students outside to remove all of the graffiti off of campus for a week. Do not cheat. I will know. I am quite perceptive. No one will escape my perception." You have in front of you your exams. There will be 2 phases to your test. There will be a multiple choice section, and there will be an essay. Good luck. Do not cheat. And bring your paper up to me when you are finished. You may begin.
Andrew takes a mental note now that she knows that people do graffiti on campus, that they're definitely going to start doing that.
Test music. As each one of you flips your exam open, you see Slod facts. Choose the correct multiple choice answer to questions about red, blue, green, gray, and death slotty. All right, so we will need a roll here. During the studying phase, Margot, you have 1 reroll. You can use this on the first part or the second part. You cannot use it for both. Kiri, you also have 1 reroll. Kekke, you have 2 rerolls. Endry, you have 0.
Yeah,
Unfortunately, your studying was not good enough.
it was not.
No, it wasn't. Okay, so Margot, as you're filling out these questions for multiple choice, give me an Arcana roll, please. 17. Okay. Do you want to keep that? Do you want to reroll?
No, I'm good with 17. Yeah.
Okay. So as you're filling it out, you pass this part of the test. What does this look like for you as you're doing this?
I imagine she's just like kind of like recalling the rhythm. So you know how like in Animal Crossing, like the feet just kind of like when they're sitting, they're like going like that. Because she's got short legs, so I imagine like she's kind of like remembering the rhythm and her feet just kind of going as she's like kind of like filling out the multiple choice like melodically.
I love it. Okay, Endry, roll me
Yes.
an Arcana check, please.
What is the
22.
Nice.
All right, tell me what this looks like as you're taking this part of the test. You definitely pass.
I think Angie probably stares at it for a really long time, like just not doing anything, and then suddenly she, boom, just remembers everything. Like, oh wait, I know this, and just goes through and clicks all the answers and what have you.
Okay. Very good. Kiki, roll me an Arcana check, please. Okay. You have rolled an 11 total.
I'm re-rolling them.
Okay, you're using one reroll.
Please be better and not worse.
Ooh.
Oh, no.
Okay, that's a 6. You do have one more reroll. However, this reroll is the only one you have left. And if you use it now, you cannot use any rerolls for the second part. Just to give a little more context, I should have said this earlier. To pass the test, you have to only pass one part of it. If you pass both parts of it, you completely ace it. If you fail both parts, then you fail the test. So you only need to pass one to have a passing grade.
Stella, I have a question.
Yeah.
Didn't you say that Kiki started with a point of exhaustion today?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. We're just gonna go ahead and keep going with the way we have. So you only have one reroll.
It only
left.
gets worse with disadvantage.
Yeah. That's why I was like, oh no.
Yeah, it's fine. So the number you have is 11.
I will keep it.
Okay. As you are taking this part of the test, you are just completely exhausted. You feel like you have information just at the tips of your fingertips, but they're elusive. You do not pass this part of the test. Tell me what this looks like for Kiki.
I may be the worst individual to ever be in a room with taking a test. I stayed up all night. I probably have a lot of caffeine in my system. One of my talons is like very quickly tapping on the floor beneath my desk as I'm trying to think and answer these questions. And I can't think of anything about Slotty. All I can think of are buttons.
Buttons, yep. Hate it when that happens.
They consume.
Haunted by buttons.
Haunted by buttons. Excellent. Kiri, Arcana check, please.
Yeah. So,
Is that a nat one?
yeah.
Oh,
no.
You do have one reroll.
Yeah, I'm not gonna use it here.
Okay.
She's okay. So she knows all of the answers, but she's focused really hard on trying to make sure that she doesn't kind of like go into her natural state, because she does kind of naturally read minds of people around her. She's like, I'm gonna get caught and I will get expelled and it will be terrible. And she's so focused on that. So she like the first thing that she thinks is correct. And then she keeps changing her answer because she's second guessing herself.
Oh. Okay.
Oh,
That's Gantron will not read.
I just looked in chat.
Oh, okay. This could make a big difference. All right. This actually does go to Kiri. Thank you so much, Finn, for the card. Okay. Kiri. Tell me when to stop.
Stop. But I also have a reroll, apparently.
Oh, yes. You do. Okay. This card will not help you right now. Yes, thank you so much for the blessing. Do you want to use your reroll right now?
It's a nat 20.
Wow. Okay.
Complete opposite end.
Completely opposite of the spectrum.
Okay.
Completely opposite.
So what happens?
Well, she like it calms down a little bit, and she's like, "No, why am I saying? I know Kiki's notes were very good."
I love that.
and like goes back to her first instincts.
They didn't help Kiki.
They
Oh no. Okay. So you pass this part of the test. Margot, as you flip the page, you see diffusing slod confrontations. Write a short essay about commonly accepted ways to keep Slotty calm during unexpected encounters. Roll me an insight check, please. 7.
I will use my reroll.
Okay, you are out of rerolls now.
Better.
18.
Hey.
Okay, you absolutely pass this part. What does Margot write?
I imagine at first it's like a run-on sentence for the entire thing. And, and then she's like, "Oh, wait a minute." And then like actually like takes her time and like edits through her stuff. She's like, "Oh no, that's making sense."
Very good. Love it. Okay. Endry.
Alrighty.
Diffusing slotty confrontations. Insight check, please.
Oh, all right.
Dang. Okay, 23. You absolutely
Nice.
passed.
I don't know how.
Yeah, you sucked
Pure
at
luck.
studying and you passed. You aced this exam. Tell me what this looks like as you're filling out this part of the exam.
I think Endry does a very crude like set of drawings of how to go about this. Very much like it just looks like a wiki how. So like they have the little demonstrations and then an explanation underneath, and it takes up like the whole page. And yeah, that's
I
pretty
love
much
it.
I feel
Okay.
like you should get bonus marks for that because you add visuals and
Yeah,
and
it's visual.
included, you know, like,
Yeah, that's why
above and
Endry
beyond.
aced the exam, right?
I think outside the
you
box.
didn't just pass, you aced it. I love it. Thank you.
Those bonus points.
Mhm.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you see like later on, flash forward, there's just like A+, and then just like underline, underline, underline.
Yes.
Next we have Kekke. Insight check, please. Diffusing slotty confrontations.
Do I roll 2? Am I disadvantaged?
It's okay. We'll just continue as we have been. You do have 1 reroll left.
Okay, and this is insight?
Yeah.
So I can do...
Okay. That is a dirty 20. Do you want to keep that?
Sure.
Okay. So describe to me how you passed this part of the test.
This is about keeping them calm.
Diffusing situations. So yeah, it could include keeping them calm.
I think I just probably when I was reading through my notes, I was probably like, because I spent so much of my focus on survival, and so I'm probably just using all of everything I know about like surviving an encounter out in the wild, of like whether you are like diffusing it or staying hidden or something like that. But
Perfect.
all of my survival notes on Slotty are just on paper.
Yeah, you're like, oh yeah, this is it. This is my moment.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that I've been studying for.
Clearly not for the multiple choice.
Yeah. All right, very good. You passed the test. All right, Kiri, insight check, please.
30-20.
Very good. Describe to me what it looks like, what's going through your mind.
So, so true to the subject matter, the essay is a very chaotic blob of thoughts that is very much relating to Slotty in a way most people probably can't. Also, again, terrible misspellings through the whole thing. And like there's very little in terms of like cogent sentence structure or anything like that. The information is all there and would definitely work, but it's not a particularly well written essay. It's just correct.
I love it. Technically correct.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So the final results. So you all hand in your exams, and everyone's kicked out of the classroom as Professor Verelda Lang begins to grade them. you see everyone is kind of nervous in the hallway. Some time passes, and as everyone re-enters the classroom, your exams are handed back to you. And we see that Margot, Endri, and Kiri, you have all aced your exams. Kekke, you have a passing grade.
Kekke is never multitasking studying ever again.
Lesson to learn.
Don't
She
listen
is
to
now-
Margot.
She is now exhausted
Mm-hmm.
and would very much like to go hang out on her ledge.
Very good. So I will show everyone a mechanical thing. So you should see on your in your journal where we have our character sheets underneath the player handouts folder, you now have a tracking sheet. I'm gonna open this up for stream, so you can go ahead and close that, players, and find your own. But it'll look like this. So with the Strixhaven tracking sheet, this is where you can use to keep your notes for different relationships that you build with the NPCs, and also your report card. So for your report card, I would like you to edit your sheet. And if you don't get this all right now, I can help you out off of stream. But for our report card, we'll have year number 1. Our first exam is magical physiologies, slotty. And for the rerolls, that will be for our studying phase. We had Margot with 1 reroll, Endri with 0, Kiri with 1, and Kekke with 2. And then, essentially, what mechanically the doing well on the exams will do is they will give you a new resource, and this resource is called a student die. So, for our test, we had used Arcana during the first phase and Insight for the second phase. So essentially, if you pass these parts of the test, you get a special D4 that you can use at any time for the related skill, and you can essentially use it as a little bonus to give a little bump up. So for example, everyone has passed the Insight, so that was the exam part. Everyone passed it. So in skills, you can write Insight, and at any point during the game, if I tell you to do an Insight check, and you just need that little bump, you can say, I want to use my student die. And then you get to roll a d4 and add it to your roll. So, in the d4s, I want Margot, Endri, and Kiri to write the number 2. And Kekke, you write number 1. And for Margot, Endri, and Kiri, the skills, you will write Arcana, Insight. And for Kekke, it will only be Insight. And this is a little bit.
Sheet isn't opening.
I can't hate this.
It's fine. I can help y'all off.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so that will be your little tracking sheet there. So we kind of cut forward just a little bit, and the group of you are back in the Archway Commons. You are standing in this very fine body of grass, and you are all sitting on a blanket here. How do you feel after your exam? What do you say to each other?
Your notes were so good.
Yeah, honestly, Kekke, I would not have passed if it weren't for your notes.
Kekke is currently going over her notes to figure out where she went wrong.
I think Endri hands Kekke a snack, like some sort of treat. He's like, here you go. Feel better.
Thanks. Very shyly takes it, starts pecking at it.
What kind of a snack is it, Endri?
Or like an apple or something.
Okay.
I don't know if birds eat apples.
It
Who
is
knows?
a bird-safe apple.
It's a bird-safe apple.
There we
Yeah.
go.
Excellent. So we have a little montage of everyone kind of going about their day. And Margot, as you are leaving the Archway Commons, your study group, having reconvened and shared some snacks, you are making your way to your next class, and you find someone running up to you, and they tap your shoulder.
Like, she turns around like her normal level. Does she have to look up or down?
You have to look up.
Oh, hello?
Hi there. You see this really well-dressed woman. She kind of lowers down onto a knee so she's closer to you in eye level. You see that she is currently holding a notepad in her hand and a quill in the other. And she says, "Hi, you don't know me, but I heard of a story, and I was hoping that perhaps you could help me with it."
Eyes just get really big.
Oh, I should introduce myself. I'm so sorry. Sometimes I get a bit carried away with chasing this story that I forget my manners. My name is Mina Lee, and I work for the Strixhaven Star.
Well met. Yeah. I recently, had quite a tale that could be a story. Did you want to do an interview? I can make notes too.
Oh, yes. If you don't mind, perhaps we can sit on this bench here.
She like drops everything except for her notebook and her pen and just like excited fangirl like, oh my god. And then just like walks. She just leaves her stuff.
Okay. So Mina joins you, kind of like looks curiously at the pile of stuff just in the middle of the street here. You see students are walking around it. I think this kind of happens every now and then around Strixhaven, just kind of things in places, and people just kind of avoid it. But as Mina comes to sit down with you, she essentially tells you that she heard rumor of an abandoned testing site somewhere on the Lorehold campus, and it was recently unearthed, and it showed there was evidence that someone had tampered through what was essentially meant to be training grounds, but it was halfway finished before it was deserted. And she asks you for any information that you might have on that.
Oh yeah, she will go into like all the details in just like full gossip mode, but like obviously it's not like tall tales, but like she'll embellish it a bit.
By the end of it, Mina kind of closes her notebook and she says, "What a riveting conversation. I really appreciate all the information that you gave me. Have you ever considered opening a column?"
I don't know if owls can cry, but tears would well.
Oh, don't cry. Have I said something improper? I'm so sorry.
It's just my dream to write in a column.
Well, we are looking to hire on student writers for the Strixhaven Star if you might be interested.
She's like,
you see her like pull out a hanky, and she just kind of very carefully dabs at your cheek.
She's like, this is just the best day ever. It's just, well, yeah, shy of a concert, and I got to go backstage and stuff, but this is almost perfect.
Well, you will find working for Strixhaven Star that we do get backstage passes.
What, do you really think so?
I know so.
Do we happen to get many bands that come by?
And Mina begins to tell you all about the Rose stage and all the performances that happen. And we see the screen fade to black. You have drawn the throne card. An opportunity became available to you, and you took it. The next time that we see Margot is going to be an employee for the Strixhaven Star.
Ooh.
Kiri, as you make your way back into your dorm room, you find that your inkling mascot is wrapped around something on the ground. It seems to be swirling, almost as if it's trying to play with something.
Did you find something? What is it? No. Kind of. I'm gonna try to like gently figure out what they're trying to play with.
Yeah, so like you like reach down and you try to like kind of motion the inkling away, but it's kind of attached to the item. So you have to like kind of pick it up, and as you do, it stretches kind of like melted cheese, right? Like mozzarella. And you're basically just making a mess, right? Because like literally anything it touches transfers ink. And you're just like kind of covered in ink splotches now. And you see on the ground there is a heart-shaped gem. And it has your name on it.
Picks it up.
Okay. It is... What is Kiri's favorite color?
Purple.
Okay, it is a
Oh,
purple
it's silver.
gem.
It's silver.
Just
It's
kidding,
definitely-
it changes color. When you pick it
I'm
up,
sorry.
it turns
I answered with
silver.
my favorite color.
It's fine. It's this silver heart, and it seems to be made out of some kind of gemstone. It has your name on it. And like, you're kind of like holding it in one hand, you're holding the ink blob in the other, kind of like trying to stretch them apart. And then you hear the ink blob, it's like looking at you with its eyes, and it goes, bleh, 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 and then like sticks its tongue out, and there's a card. And it says, "To Kiri from a secret admirer."
In the card?
Oh, no, sorry, it's just a flat
it's
card.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't
so it's
open.
just, okay.
Yeah, and there's nothing
I
on the other
flipped
side.
it. Okay. I don't know what to do with this. She looks at the inkling and says, "Do you know what to do with this?"
You just hear like a bleh, bleh, as it like just kind of like slurps back, and it just continues like playing around it.
I'm gonna like set it on my desk and like stare at it and stare at the card and stare at it and stare at the card. I don't.
And I think that's where the screen fades to black. You have drawn the gem card. You can add a gem worth 500 gold to your inventory.
Ooh.
And that is where we're going to end our session for today. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Really, really appreciate it. I hope that our players enjoyed their first taste of Strixhaven. You are now level 2. I will help you with all of that off of stream. But before we go, I would like everyone to have a chance to tell you who they are, where you can find them, and what their favorite part of today's episode was. And we're going to go ahead and start with the Lady May.
Hi, I'm May. I can be found on the internet playing lots of various tabletop stuffs. And lots of stuff coming up in the next few months, so just go to my Twitter. That's going to be the easiest thing to keep up to date with that stuff. There's... I was just digging in the sand to like just suddenly making a bunch of friends of the little familiar mascots. It's just, it's so, yeah.
Thank you. Next we have Faye.
Hi. Yeah. So like I said at the beginning, you can Twitter is a great place to find me, and I when I don't have terrible medical problems, I'm a full-time streamer. I mostly play video games, though I have been specifically trying to get into more tabletop games. So this was a huge blast. I gotta all of the Kiki's notes references were very fun, but I gotta go with my favorite was the incredible rolls and really smart way of going about things, followed by the double nat ones.
Absolutely.
What, you mean like just slapping the red button?
Yeah, just like this perfect, like very carefully opening it up, figures everything out, has a whole bunch of information, goes to carefully close it, double nat ones.
That's just my life.
It was.
Thank you, Dice.
Next we have Rekt.
Hi, my name is Rekt. You can find me on Twitter at fatgirlrekt. I am on Twitch a lot, but I do not stream. This is my first ever tabletop game that I have ever played, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. My favorite part had to absolutely be going from hiding behind a pillar, ready to shoot an arrow into whatever came out of that door, and instead making a new best friend and my new pest pet.
Yeah. I also was surprised that happened. I totally thought we were gonna fight them, but I was like, no, this makes sense. This makes a lot of sense. Of
Animal
course
friends.
they would. Yeah. Thank you so much. Next we have Ghost Mustard.
Hi, yeah, you can find me on Twitch at heart_of_bronze. Same name for Twitter. I stream sometimes, just for fun, mostly. And probably favorite part of today was definitely pet friends. Love that. And also, if you want to leave, just leave. You don't have to be.
Yeah, you don't have to
Just
figure out
leave.
the puzzle.
Half-finished training course.
Yeah, just go. Oh gosh, my cat.
I'll just say, because we're never ever going back there again. Yeah, there was a combat encounter in the next room, but that was it. Like, there was no
Okay.
massive surprise that I was robbed of or anything. Ooh, dang, I locked my keyboard. Okay. Thank you so much. I'm Stella Luna. If you're new to the channel, please consider giving us a follow. That's a free way that you can support our community and also get notifications for when we go live. This particular game is Strixhaven Sundays. We are available every Sunday starting at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can come join and play with us. You don't need any prior experience. We will help you. We'll get you in here. So this is a perfect opportunity for folks who have never streamed TTRPGs before. How was it? If you had to grade it, what grade would you give it?
The game itself, 10 out of 10.
5 out of 7, perfect score.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
5 out of 7, perfect score.
Hell yeah.
Me
Awesome.
personally, 5 out of 10, just like Kekke on her exam. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was so sad. I was like, you're the most prepared.
You
You're
worked
gonna
so
be
hard.
the one who's gonna ace it.
It's because I stayed up all night. That's what
Yeah.
I'm blaming it on. I gotta focus on my studies and not stay up all night.
And definitely the pest mascot did not help at all. It was so cute.
So cute, little bit distracting. That button will haunt me forever because had it not been for the button, I never would have met a pest pet.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much, everyone. We will be back here next Sunday. As for things that I've got going on, I'm totally not opening up my calendar right now because I remember everything that I'm doing. I'm going to be over at Total Party Chill at 10 p.m. tomorrow for a one-shot playing a game called I Want Your Bite, where it is The Bachelor, but The Bachelor is a vampire, and we are all trying to romance the vampire to get the bite, where we also become an immortal companion. And I'm going to be playing the playbook, which is called The Eccentric. So I'm going to be like the one that has a special ability to info dump and also do parkour. So like I have the coolest character. It's going to be so much fun. But other than that, every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we have our Patreon Greyhawk campaigns. This week will be Witchlight. And then every Friday, we will be playing Unbound. We have a very special episode of Unbound this week. May is in that game, and it's special because it's going to be Dungeon Dame's birthday. So we're going to have a very sexy, very fun one-shot. So if you like smooching really hot NPCs and slaying gods, that's the vibe that we have there.
Woohoo! Good vibes.
Yeah, and the only other special announcement that I have is this Saturday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, we are bringing back our 3-shot of Trouble in the Second City, New Blood. So that is going to be emceed by the Noir Enigma, and we have all of our old cast members coming back for another 3-shot because the first one was really, really good, and we couldn't finish it there. We had to do it again. But yeah,
You've never witnessed the people in that cast, by the way. Amazing cast.
They are so good. I was like,
Mhm.
you wanna play a game, and I get to watch and be oh, hello, hi. They're so good. Oh my, they are so good. They are so good. Okay, thank you so much, everyone, for being here. That's gonna be it for us, and we'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.